what's up? I'm Taui.
Jess.
We are the Coin Bros, and this is the Velas AMA World Tour Recap. Alright guys, so the first stop on the Velas AMA World Tour was in Indonesia with the Detective ID Telegram group, and to say it was a success is an understatement. Our founder, Alex Alexandrov, AAA, was in there, and I think there was over 400 questions that were asked.
At the very least.
It was crazy. It's the first stop on the World Tour, and we're blown away. We're really stoked to see how many people actually joined in and asked really, really crazy questions. And Alex actually, he came in and he started off by explaining exactly what Velas is in detail, like from start to finish. But what I think was one of the most important things and one of the most interesting things he really touched on was the Vortex that's coming out soon.
Yeah, Vortex, man. Vortex is actually really exciting. So Vortex is kind of like the end piece of what Velas is. So Velas is the coin or the native coin of the network. Then we have Velasphere, which are for file sharing, or hard disk space, CPU and GPU power. And then we have Vortex is what brings it all together. It's supposed to be some social Web3 place where you can have a decentralized sort of YouTube, have a decentralized file sharing storage place, kind of like a Dropbox or Google Drive. And then there will also be a decentralized SoundCloud on there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He actually went into real detail on everything about Velas, how he came up with the idea, what exactly it is from start to finish. And then when he started talking about the Vortex, that was really cool. And there's a lot of really, really, really exciting things coming out.
I'm excited for Vortex, man.
Yeah, Vortex is going to be nuts. And also, too, if you guys want to dig a little deeper into what Vortex is, make sure you guys follow, Velas and all of the social media channels. We're constantly putting out content all about that.
Yep.
So moving on, there was a million questions, and honestly, there's just too many to choose from. So I don't know. What's a good question?
Well, I mean, if we want to get into kind of like what Vortex and Velas is, the one I chose was from GoGo Simo 1, and his question.
What's the name?
GoGo Simo 1. Shout out to you. Great question. So the question was, when can AI completely remove humans from blockchain? And what is the difference between artificial intelligence and artificial intuition? And how long should we wait until we can say that Velas blockchain AI has learned enough?
That's a good 5-part question.
I think that was a really good question. Yeah. And he basically said that was kind of like a loaded question because there's a lot in there, right? So he basically said that the current stage of Velas, they are working towards an AI speed optimization versus human code optimization. And the difference between AIs is that Velas artificial intuition uses self-training algorithm to safely secure and generate the next block on the chain. So I mean, with AI just in general coming out, I think it's gonna be something cool for the space. Something really good to help out with, like he says, the security, the speed, and kind of fairness. And that's kind of one of the things he touches on, how it's going to choose which way it should go and interact with the network, and as well as with attacks. It'll be able to detect and mitigate anything that attacks the network. So instead of just letting it run when there is an attack, what it does is it closes off those chains and it mitigates the problem.
So it's really cool. So there's artificial intelligence, and then there's artificial intuition, and what Velas is doing is bringing artificial intuition to the blockchain, which actually learns with each block. It learns what works better, how to defend something better, what block and what's the right direction to go, which is really cool. It learns as it goes.
Exactly.
And it's like Alex always says, it's having robots help humans become better humans. It's pretty amazing stuff.
But I think, he said in the beginning, we definitely still need humans to kind of help optimize and update and help the AI for the moment being. But once it goes and it's owned by itself, it's going to be a whole different game, man.
The future is bright, man. It's exciting. It's exciting stuff,
to say the least.
So Vortex, I can't wait for that too. So the one I picked is it's not so much a technical question, but I thought it was really funny. This one is from,
I think his name was Alejandro. Let me just go back.
Sorry, man. It's Alejandro.
And we are looking at Alejandro Urich.
Alejandro Urich, and you must be from Hispanic heritage, because the question is Velas in Spanish means candles, and this leads me to think that the candles on the trading charts is what we're talking about. Why did they choose that name? Are you planning on implementing a DEX in the wallet to honor the name? See, that's a pretty cool question.
Yeah.
And AAA, Alex answered with, also Veles was one of the few Slavic gods in which evidence of offerings can be found in all Slavic nations. A primary chronicle, a historical record of the early Kievan Rus, hope I'm saying that right, is the earliest and most important record, mentioning a god named Velos several times. So, Velas, it's a pretty cool sounding name.
It is, man.
And it does. You kind of ask yourself, like, where's that from? It sounds futuristic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then it's like
there's so many things, behind the name.
I like that it could be.
Well, like
Volos.
you said, the guy in Spanish, velas, which means candles, right? And then we have, volos, like he was talking about that, and it just kind of it can intertwine with a bunch of things,
It's cool. It's a cool backstory, like. It's
it's
god.
unique. It's something that's different from what's out there in the,
man.
space.
I like it.
Man.
Velas.
Me too. So great questions out there, Alejandro and Gogo's.
Shout out, guys.
Simo1. Good job, guys. That was honestly one of the most interesting questions that we saw. There's a bunch of questions on there, but.
So make sure, guys. So we have 4 more stops coming up. Okay, so we have on June 15th we're going to Vietnam. On June 17th we're going to Korea. June 19th Africa, and June 25th India, and it's going to be all in English too. So you can feel free to join any of these AMAs. We're going to make sure you follow our socials. You'll be able to get in there, ask some crazy questions. If it's a good question, you'll probably end up on the next recap. Make sure you guys ask some good questions. Dig deep, and just make sure you get in there, man. It's going to be a good time. And if you want to learn anything more about Velas, get in there and ask. And you could just kind of sit back and read and see what's going on. It's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, and if you guys want to get involved and join some of our communities, we will leave a link in the description for the official Telegram group. And if you're part of any of these languages, we also have separate channels for those too. So if you want to learn more, get up in there, talk to some great people, and have a good time.
Yeah, come join the team, baby. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace.